this analog revolution that's happening.
And I felt this like big rumble.
Hardly anyone makes eye contact now.
You didn't even know what was going on in the other village next to you.
One word. What are you celebrating?
10 in the morning.
They are pushing
Yeah.
the AI search, working payphones so that kids can call home if they need to.
Let's see who sinks or swims.
It's like a pulling back out of necessity that I think is happening.
That it makes real human art and music that much more valuable.
Like it was a flip and it had an antenna.
Do you know how much I love space?
It's in this hotel and you have to go find it.
It's wrecking our critical thinking skills.
That would be so fucking hard at this point.
No dress code, no rules, just BYOU. It's time to tell society that it's a taboo. You can be the youest you here in the Naked Room.
Do you remember how I told you that I had started taking a libido supplement?
Yeah.
Well, I started with a different brand and then it's because I didn't realize that Solaray had the libido pills. The libido supplement.
So the one you were taking, I can't remember even the brand of it, but I remember being like, how the hell are you doing that? Because you had to take it 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
I got this libido one too that you have, and I got so excited for you. I took it for the first time this morning, actually, so TBD. But but I was like, I had to reread the instructions because I was like, I don't have to take this multiple times a day. Like, hell yeah.
Two veg caps with a glass of water. Just in the morning, like when you take your other supplements, just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what you think.
We have a discount code they gave us.
We do. We'll drop it in it's the Naked Room, just all caps, like we're screaming at you, the Naked Room,
the Naked Room,
the Naked Room. We'll put it in the show notes too.
Yeah,
but
I think it's like
20% off.
20%.
20% off. Yeah, it makes a big difference, especially if you're ordering like $200 worth of product. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Speaking of which,
yeah, right.
Put that shit on.
Although it was my mom, so now I'm like, what'd she say?
Oh. Oh, mom. I know. I always feel guilty if I see my mom calling. I'm like, I'm doing something else. I have to deny it.
Yeah.
I feel really bad.
It's funny. Mine doesn't call often. So like if she called me, I would know somebody died because like I never see her phone come up on I'd be like, oh, no. Like,
oh, it's a text message.
Yeah, her and my sister in like a group text.
Okay, that's good at least.
Yeah, no. You're like, oh my God, somebody. I'm so desensitized now. I'm like, oh, somebody probably died anyway. No. Oh my God.
Death is so funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm pretty exhausted by being so digital anyway, like just having all of these things pop up all the time, and I'm putting my phone on do not disturb pretty much. I mean, it's not all the time. It's always on silent. That's for sure. Like
mine's maybe been on do not disturb like continually. Because I started doing it when I'm doing when I'm working, because it has to be really quiet in the studio. It'll be like 6 p.m. that day and I'll be upstairs like having dinner and I'm like, oh shit, it's still on.
I haven't checked my phone.
But then I'm like, oh, so nice.
Yeah. But then you're like, I have 148 messages.
Yeah. Like, whoopsies.
What the hell? And it's all from me.
It's all you. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I have to pick prioritize. I'm like, can you flag like the ones that are important?
Yeah. Like, hey.
And then you probably hate, I go through and I'm like, heart. Like, just like, I know that I've seen this, but I don't know how to respond to them all.
I get like that too, though. Honestly, there are times where I will leave my phone at home because I need to take a break. Like whenever I walk Zula, I pretty much always leave my phone at home. And sometimes I'll come back and I'll see that I have a bunch of messages. And then while I'm checking something, I'll get all of these updates, like all these podcasts coming through, and I get like irritated. I'm like, stop talking to me.
I've been thinking lately how blissful, like absolutely blissful it must have been. Like, I don't know if we were like behind the rest of society, but we had, I think my whole life, just like the phone on the wall. I didn't have a cell phone until I moved away. And it was like that era, but also I remember when we got a voicemail machine that like hooked up, it was separate from the phone. And I remember coming home, you know, my dad and I would go out and like do stuff or whatever we did during the day, go teach me how to hitchhike, like, I don't know, like whatever our stuff was. And like we'd come back and he'd listen to messages. And it was like this, I remember that being this like really cool thing. And then I'm pretty sure at some point he like ripped it the fuck off the wall and was like, never mind. Like I just can't imagine like my mom coming home from work and like not having to like look at a cell phone and feel divided between like, okay, what did I miss? Or just like, it just feels, I just want to throw my phone in a river. I think I even said that to you today in a text message. Like,
yes, you did.
It's like really heavy on my mind lately.
It made me laugh. It actually made me laugh out loud. Like I've been laughing at like really inappropriate. I mean, that's not inappropriate, but I've been laughing at a bunch of stuff lately because I'm like, that's all I can do. It's all I can do to cope with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay. So now that we're talking about the phone on the wall and the rotary phone and all that, like, I remember like having to dial, like call into a radio station. You're like, I want to win the sweepstakes. I have to do all of it. Yeah. Hurry up. Oh my God. So many nines. So mines.
Well, yeah, that was a full circle. You really had to have like really good dexterity for that, I feel like.
All the way around. I know. You could not have arthritis for that.
That was the original training for like rock climbers. Like I feel like now we have the thing we put our fingers in. Like you just, if you grew up with a rotary phone, you're good.
You're good. You can be a rock climber now. You can tell who the rock climbers are.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is interesting that you're bringing this up because I've been thinking about this a lot. We've got AI technology and people going hard, like doubling down on all of this stuff that's
embracing
like, yes, they're embracing it. And then the people who are like, no, fuck that, are over here with this analog revolution that's happening. So I'm wondering kind of where you are in that, like as far as the pendulum is swinging back and forth, like where are you where are you headed?
I mean, I would say that I'm definitely not in the AI section, but I'm not fully analog as much as I like say I want to throw my phone in the river and like I can't imagine how amazing it would have been to like not be beholden to the fact that somebody can reach you 24/7, not even reach you. The fact that like, who were we listening to the other day? Or maybe it was just me that they were saying like how unnatural it is that we can wake up and look at our phone, which I've been trying not to do. Like I've been trying to do this whole like hour of just like natural time in the morning before I look at it. But it's crazy that like all the things that like villages, you know, like if you lived in a village when you look at me going on this tangent, God, if you lived in a village, you know, long ago, like you didn't even know what was going on in the other village next to you. Like you just had your people and your shit and your trials and your triumphs and then now we open up our phone and we know about the war that's happening and like the meteor that hit Ohio yesterday and like all before we've even taken it. Oh, you didn't hear about that?
There was a meteor that hit.
I felt it.
I can't keep up. What?
Okay, I'm excited to bring this news to you because you know how much I love space. So
oh my God. I just watched that movie Don't Look Up.
8:57 in the morning yesterday. I'm going to start you with my experience. 8:57 in the morning yesterday. I'm sitting on the couch having my coffee, the rest of my coffee that was cold because I'd made it at 5:30 in the morning. And then I was like, oh, I didn't finish my coffee. And I felt this like big rumble. And we had a storm a few nights before and had some trees down, which I'd already done a property walk and noticed. So I was like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't a tree because it's also like a different feeling. Like a tree's just kind of like junk. And so I was like, what was that rumble? But we have.
You're like, am I hungry? What's going on?
Was that was it with Lugnut's stomach? And so I was like, and I made note because as you know, as we've talked about on here, the neighborhood next to me had a home explode months ago. And so it's like that it is a little like traumatizing to be like, is that what just happened again? But I knew it wasn't that. It felt far away. But I made note of it. I was like, if somebody says there was like an explosion or something, I looked at my watch or my phone and I was like, all right, it's like almost 9 a.m. That's when I felt that. Went about my day, didn't think anything of it. Woke up this morning to see the news that a 17-ton meteorite hit Ohio. And people have it on their like Ring video doorbell. You can see.
Is an elephant 2 tons? An elephant is 2 tons, right?
So that sounds right.
So it's almost 8 elephants that just came crashing to the ground.
Crashing down, just
8
a ball
elephants
of fire.
glued together. Holy shit!
Just holding hands, like we are the world.
Elephants in hands.
Miraculous, strange hands. They were holding trunks, but then I guess they'd be like, "We're all the world." But to answer your question, Kelly.
Oh my God. Okay. So
I lean towards more close to analog as a wish, but I definitely embrace, like, there are AI things I use. I Google things and it says the AI is telling me, and I'm like, sick. That's a really good answer. Like, it's scoured the internet faster than I could have with like a bunch of search.
You also got forced into it though. Like, they are pushing the AI search.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like Google does an update or something, and or like the iOS on your iPhone does an update, and you're like, I don't like this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get used to this. And then like 3 weeks later, you forget what it was like before. So it's the same thing with the AI search. They're just like, here you go. You're going to get used to this, humans. Well, they're deciding for us, though.
I was talking about this recently in the fact that like there are some good things that are being done with it. Like and I don't know how to go down the rabbit hole. I'm not super educated on it, but like medical studies and things, like just the speed at which it can kind of like go through, information. And I do think that, like, obviously it's wrecking our critical thinking skills. Like, thankfully, I feel like I'm safe in the sense that, like, I have enough of that already from living in a very analog world for so long that I, like, made it a point to learn as much about, just like the type of person I am. I'm like, how do I do this? Let me figure it out. And, like, let me tinker with this. But that's not how everybody is. And so now they're using AI to figure out all this stuff and like not use critical thinking skills, write an email, write a text message to somebody that they actually like is their family member. And they're just like, let AI write this. But I will say that a few weeks ago, like did I tell you this already? I was trying to increase the hot water temperature on the bathroom faucet upstairs. Like the hot water in the house gets hot, but just in the bathtub, the bathroom where I take a bath, it wasn't reaching like full temperature. And I was like, this is frustrating. And then I think Oliver's like, well, I know there's a way you can change that. I just don't know how. And he left and was like, I'll fool with it when you get back. And I was like, I'm gonna fool with it. So I just Googled.
Had a girl.
I just Googled, like, how do I increase the water temperature on my faucet? And then I like took a picture of the actual brand, make, model that is in there. And not that we couldn't do something like that before. Probably would have pulled up an article somewhere where I would have had to dig down and read it. But instead, it's just like, boop, 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 boop. Step 1, 2, 3, here's a video. And I was just like, this is sick. And in 15 minutes, I had it pulled apart, like taken apart, put back together, water temperatures scalding hot in there now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword, obviously.
Yes.
With new technologies and with like that helped you a ton. But
I would have had to pay for a plumber. You know what I mean? Like there are points where it's like I was educated, but I also, it's like it gave me information, but it also educated me in a way where like now I know how to do that and I won't have to ever ask it again versus like some of the things that people use it for.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that part. I guess the way, like where my mind was going as far as like this analog revolution that's happening is that there are a lot of younger people who are now starting to be like, I want to get my music from vinyl.
Oh yeah.
I want to buy a dumb phone. I want to buy, what's the other thing? Film is another one.
Yeah.
Like Kodak basically rose from the ashes like a phoenix because
I love that for them. Like they were the cool kids when they were new, and I think they've just like still kind of always been the cool kids.
Are you talking about Gen Z as a whole?
No, Kodak.
Oh, Kodak, yeah.
Kodiak. The tobacco.
The bear.
No, the bear. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Kodak, yeah.
Yeah, but it's it like on the side of being able to find your information a little bit more readily, that's great as long as you're still using those creative or like
critical
thinking skills. Yeah. But the part that's concerning, or the part that has me going like way over to the other side, or kind of more in the middle, I guess, middle slightly over to the other side, is the outsourcing of creativity.
Oh yeah.
And also how people are, I'm noticing, like I'll go and walk at Occidental College with Zula. She's getting her bachelor's degree.
I'm so proud of her.
She's really smart.
Proud aunt.
Yeah, she's a good girl. I always joke that she's getting her bachelor's degree when we go for a walk there. But
did you just like stumble on that like accidentally, or?
Yes. Thank you, Dad. Appreciate you. But I've noticed something interesting with Gen Z, and I don't want to say this is all of them, but I've noticed a theme. Like when I go to a college campus and walk around, hardly anyone makes eye contact now. And it's really curious to me. And
is it because they're like in their phone, or just in general?
No. They're walking around sans phone.
And
I'm like, what did social media do to these children? They're not children now. They're in their 20s. They're in the 18 and 22, that age range if they're in college. But I'm just like, damn, we got lucky. We really got lucky with being able to disconnect, like knowing, like growing up, not being connected, and then kind of understanding what that feels like.
Yeah.
And so I've been guilty, definitely, of being way more digital than I would like to be recently, which is a big reason why I don't know. You and I, right before this, were talking about whether or not we could completely disconnect and just do a dumb phone. I'm like, that would be so fucking hard at this point.
It would. I mean, it wouldn't just be like a casual choice. It would change your life would be different, you know, like, and that's kind of scary that like, this thing.
It's scary that it's that connected. Like we have to be that connected to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think about that because I obviously, like, you know me, I'm like, God, so many times I just get over it. And I'm like, I just want to go move off the grid and grow my own food and not be connected. But then there's so much like beauty and joy in being able to be connected too. Like, you know, you and I Marco Polo each other and, you know, like have these like video chats. I do have vinyl records and record players, but often I'm listening to music on my phone. I'm listening to podcasts when I've been able to make my life more like layered and efficient, I guess, even though efficient doesn't feel like the right word. But, you know, like I'm baking in the morning while I'm listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that like I couldn't have like a radio show on, you know, like there's definitely like be listening to like Ted in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but there, like there's so many points. Like I almost feel like I want to do an experiment, you know, which I guess we kind of have. Like there's been time, like the power went out a couple days ago, and so that was an experiment for a little bit. But then not really. Like we'd charged everything up. I was still using my phone.
Yeah,
it's wild to think about.
Yeah, there's nothing like the power going out and then your battery dying to teach you how to be a pioneer again.
I love it. I'm always like, oh, let's see who sinks or swims. Because I have a whole, you know, me, like Oliver's cracking up. We had a tornado warning for like 1 second. Like it, like they were like Albemarle County, like what?
Scary.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm used to this. Like, and I also know from growing up in West Virginia that there's too much mountain, like hilly terrain around here for it to like really get going. So it's like
you say that.
I know. Well, it'll do some damage for sure. Like it definitely took, like, not it didn't hit here, but like wind and stuff will take trees out. And I know that there's been some devastating ones in the past, but most of the time it doesn't mean like, that's it. Here comes a freaking twister, like taking everything out.
Yeah.
So I, you know, was like, well, we have one section of the cabin where it's like kind of underground and we have the generator and whatever. And I just like filled up a water bottle and grabbed my headlamp and was like, I'm ready. Like, we don't need to go down there yet. I don't hear the train noise or anything, but But it's funny because Oliver, he's never grown up in an area where they've had that kind of weather. So it was a cute moment where he was like, I look to you. What do we do? I was like,
are we
I got
gonna
this,
be
don't worry.
okay?
Yeah, I was like, don't worry. But yeah, the dumb phone thing.
I remember back to when my mom got our first flip phone. It was like circa 1999 or something. And it was like a brick, it was a flip, and it had an antenna.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it would get like hot. You remember when you would like be on a phone
We
call?
didn't have the flip one, but we had like, my mom's a nurse. And so she eventually, because bad weather and stuff, I think my dad was like, you got to get a cell phone. She was like driving, you know.
You had the
back
Zach
and
Morris
forth.
one.
It was a Nokia, I remember. I think was the first one we got. And I remember we had this like hot pink case for it that my mom like hated, but I think it was like what they had. And I was like sick. I thought it was for me when they got it. And she's like, no, this is the family cell phone. I was like, oh, well, why'd you put a pink case on it? Because like it's for me. But I remember it had Snake on it. And like, I wasn't super into video games, but I remember I would like be like, please, can I like have it so I can play the Snake game? And yeah, it was like, I don't know. I didn't feel super attached to it, but also I like shared it with my family. So it's not like I could like, you know, I wasn't like texting my pals and stuff on it because it was just kind of emergencies. But
this phone I'm talking about did not even have text. It was one of those where it was like a brick, and you flip down the bottom.
Yeah.
And it was literally just to make calls, and it would be really expensive for every single call. But I thought it was so cool.
Was it like a car phone, or it was like a full on cell phone?
It was a full-on cell phone. It was like post car phone, pre Nokia that you're talking about.
Okay, got you. Yeah, we skipped that part, but I've seen them before.
Yeah, but I really like being able to check things on my phone and being able to stay informed in that way. But I think it's more about finding that balance between burning yourself out on being so connected and figuring out the things that you can do that aren't like relating back to something that's digital. And so I am excited to see that there are more people who just really want to be in community. I want to be in person. I want to connect. I want to feel like I'm doing something that's tangible and something that I can really like sink my teeth into and put my hands on. That's one bit of advice, and something I've been talking to other people about recently. Like my esthetician was saying that she has been knitting because it helps keep her hands busy so she doesn't look at her phone as much.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty brill, you know, to just do something tangible with your hands to kind of keep yourself busy.
That's how I feel like when I'm out in the garden and stuff. It's just like I can't even really have my phone on me. I also have a bad habit of like putting it in the waistband of my like leggings, like right on my ovaries. I had a mom call me out on that once. Like my friend's mom is a nurse and she was like, what are you doing? Like, don't put that. And then I take it. I'm like, oh, okay. And I put it right here. She's like, oh my God, your lymph nodes. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I don't know.
You don't need those ovaries. I don't want those.
I was like,
take them out. Get rid of my period.
Yeah, right. Seriously. But I started just like leaving it, you know, and just not even having it with me. I think I used to have like foam, you know, and I feel like probably maybe you can relate. There probably was a time where I had a little bit of FOMO, like if I didn't have my phone with me or couldn't check my messages. And that has there's been a shift there. I definitely don't feel like I have a FOMO version. If anything keeps me attached to it, it would be the ease of access to information, and then the guilt of not like communicating back to somebody because I don't want to ever leave anybody hanging. And I kind of hate that part too, because I don't want anybody to ever feel like, oh, you didn't get back to me right away. Like I'm pissed, or I feel, you know, like I'm not prioritized. And so I'm like, how do we get away from that? Just write letters to each other again.
Well, I'm noticing that email is kind of that place where people are taking forever to respond. It used to be pretty quick with responses for email, but like it'll take weeks for people to get back now.
Yeah.
And this is in business too. It's not just a friendly back and forth between friends. It's like someone who's working for a company and is probably just so burned out because they're trying to work under conditions where they're not able to be like a creative, for instance. They're not able to be as creative as they would like to be because it's about the bottom line every single month.
Got to make
And
sure your inbox is empty and
and people are just exhausted. And so, because there's too many places to get in touch. And I think that something's got to give. Like it's going to blow up somehow. Like something's not going to be able to work anymore.
Right.
Because I'm with you. I'm like, oh, someone can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, email, or through this other email. I have 4 emails now.
Yeah.
And I have a phone, and I have another app that someone can connect with me on. It's too much. It's too many places. So take that guilt out of it, girl. It's too much for people to expect.
Yeah, I've started to get better about that. The farm stand, for instance, like I was like, all right, I got to make sure that I have one avenue of communication for this. I can't be like giving people, I have a business phone number for it, but it's like kind of hidden and I've never released my personal phone number. So anytime, I just try to funnel everybody to Instagram, which is like kind of its own problem in of itself, because I'm not on social media all day and I don't want to be. And so for a while, that's how people would get a hold of me. They'd be like, hey, I just tried to Venmo you and it didn't go through, so I'm sending it now and just want to let you know. Or, when the farm stand fell over one day, like my client was there and was like, the farm stand fell over. That was my attempt to kind of funnel it into like one spot. And it's super selfish of me too, to think like sometimes I'm just like, I just don't want to be reachable. But then like, that's not reality. We can't I can't think of like one job that I could do where like communication was a luxury and not a necessity.
Yeah, I think that's where we come back around to that balance of like, okay, during these times, I'm going to set up a hard boundary of not doing XYZ, not checking anything like as far as looking at like social media or whatever. Like I'm only open during these hours, because there is like, if you have to like work in exchange for money, you have to show up to be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
But I feel you. There's it's like a pulling back out of necessity that I think is happening, because it's all coming to a head. Like all of this overstimulation.
I'm thinking about when you and I first met in LA and we were in our 20s, right? And
yeah. Was I ever in my 20s?
I know. I was like, how long ago was that?
Who was 20?
So funny. Who was 20? 20? Who? What child are you talking about? I'm thinking about how far I've come, because as you were saying that, I was like, it's a pretty recent practice for me to always have my phone on sleep mode at night, like not even silent, because like then it still buzzes, but sleep mode, so that I know nothing is coming through except for like my alarm I have set in the morning. Yeah. And there was a time where, especially when I was single and living in LA and like had my own apartment, was just like, phone was on probably full volume sitting beside me on the nightstand, and like, somebody texts me and I'm one-eyeing, oh yeah, no, sorry, I'm not coming out. It's like midnight, and just funny to think of that. And I wonder, do you remember when you made that kind of transition into like, no, I'm setting a hard line, or maybe you always had pretty good practices around like separating your phone from your sleep time?
I kind of go back and forth, because you remember how I set up a new habit of not having my phone next to my bed for like a year. And then when I came back to Virginia, I accidentally kind of broke it because I didn't have a clock. I should have ordered
also, when Curtis is on tour, do you feel like you need to be reachable? I don't know. Like,
no.
Maybe... I'm so sorry, Curtis. You're like, that motherfucker better not call me in the middle of the night.
No.
What
I mean,
do you want?
Yeah. I've been turning, the last 3 nights I turned my phone off at night, like fully off, and just like put it in a drawer and like my nightstand. And I'm trying to get back into that habit of not having my phone in my room at night again. I used to just read books. I used to be completely analog at night, and I could feel a difference in my cortisol levels.
Yeah.
And I could feel that I'm hormonal. I'm 42, as we all know, and sleep is a little bit challenging for me at times anyway. But I noticed that I was getting more restful sleep, or I was going to bed feeling calmer. And so I was like setting the precedence for being able to go to bed and feel ready to go to sleep. But I'm trying to like get back into doing that, and it's been really hard because like you, I've been playing the spelling bee and Wordle and all the New York Times games. But there's one little thing that came up that I wanted to share with you and everyone who is going to listen to this. I've been hearing multiple stories about people putting payphones in to different towns. So there's one town, this was like a bit of good news months ago on NBC. NBC always ends with like a good news segment. And for some reason, a lot of the good news segments are in Maine, in the
Let's go, baby.
state, the state of Maine. Yeah.
It's on my list as potential forever settles.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good for a lot of things. It'll be good for climate change. Go up a little farther north. A lot of younger people, like a lot of the people who live there are older and they're going to pass on, and younger people are not moving in this at the same rate. So
I love it.
I'm sure they would be happy to have
There'd be a bunch of little old cabins and so much lobster.
Yeah. But there's a little town where this guy used his own money to set up these payphones, working payphones, so that kids can call home if they need to. Like they're set up around town. I thought that was really cute. And then there's another little phone tree also in Maine, where these parents bought these landlines, like rotary landlines or whatever, for their kids so that they can call each other at their houses instead of having a cell phone. And then another payphone story that I heard on NPR the other day, which I thought was cute. This guy looked up he located all of the 2,000 still working payphones in California, and he created a game for people, like a scavenger hunt for people to go and find them, because the addresses are vague. It'll be like, it's in this hotel, and you have to go find it. Like you have no idea where it's going to be in the hotel. And so these people have been calling and like leaving voicemails from these payphones, and it just feels, the recording sounds really cool and very nostalgic, and it's just like this relic of the past, and it's mostly 20-year-olds, 20-somethings who are participating in it. And I'm like,
should we do a naked room road trip where we go to all the payphones?
Yes, all 2,000 in California. Yeah, we'll call and leave messages.
I love it. I wonder if that means like a phone book's going to come back eventually. When you were talking about, like, I guess those kids who are calling home, they have to have their number memorized. And if they're calling each other, then they've got to have those memorized and written down. It would be really cute if that town in Maine brought back and had like a little phone book for the
it's like 5 numbers.
Yeah, it's just like a sheet of paper.
Yeah, it's a zine. It's adorable.
So cute.
But I love that, those stories, because I know that technology is not going to go away or become less, but I think it's a matter of just having this balance of being able to connect with things that are not so technologically advanced also, like in addition to.
And there's I think the thing that I'm hopeful of, and I think you and I have talked about this, is that my hope is that obviously it's not going away, but in relation specifically to like art and music, that it makes real human art and music that much more valuable. Obviously,
I think I think it will. Yeah.
I think it will too, because I think people, there's such good like fakes and stuff out there. Obviously, like Oliver's played music for me before and been like, listen to this, and then he's like, it's AI, and I'm like, burn it, get it out of here. Just like, when you do really listen to it, there's no like emotion in it. And I think it's the same with art, it's the same with writing. Like you can tell, and you've said this I think too, like maybe we just are more in tune to it, like, but I'm hoping that like most people can tell that it's AI, which is fine, but I just hope that it makes the value of things that aren't that much more like novel and priceless.
Dude, some of that AI has gotten really good, and a lot of people cannot tell the difference. So I'm a little concerned about what's going to happen with our information and how things are going to be shared without there being a little note saying this is AI. Because I saw there was one, and I don't want to go off on like a major tangent here, but there was one that I saw that was a flash flood in a tunnel in Boston. And I knew, I had an inkling that it was AI, and it was labeled. But it was labeled, and all of these people were like, "Oh my God, this is so terrible! I can't believe this happened," and freaking out. And this is what goes back to the whole like common sense, and I mean with AI, it is very hard to tell sometimes, but I think it's a matter of the critical thinking skills of being like, hold on, let me stop and ask a question here, and like take a look around a little bit more.
No, I think people are it happens like being able to see stuff like that on like your phone in front of you, I think happened so quickly, you know, like where it was like, we had access to the information about something. And then in the last however many years, we have access to the information about it and videos of it, whether it be from that specific, like, you know, news station or like just people who were there and filmed it with their little phone in their hand. And I feel like the only way around that, like you said, I know to look for it because I'm skeptical. And so I'll look and be like, that's AI. But if you're not even thinking that and you're just assuming that what you're seeing is real, you're not even going to look in the comments or read the caption. And so I feel like it needs to be like this big ass red, whatever, yellow thing that flashes like for 5 seconds before the video starts. That's like a visual, like, this is AI. Okay, now here's the video. Because putting it in writing in the corner or in the caption, people don't read. Like at my farm stand, it says the price literally on everything in Sharpie, and people will be like, how much does it cost? like it's literally written right there. Just read.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just read. Just read. If anything, that's the takeaway. Just read.
Just read.
Okay. Let's do real quick. One word. What are you celebrating?
What are you celebrating? Real quick. Damn it. I'm not good at that. I'm celebrating that the daffodils popped up in my yard in the last few days.
Oh, I love it. I always love that about Virginia. Mid to late March, you always know spring's about to come and save you.
Yeah.
Before the next snowstorm hits.
Please.
The wild snowstorm that you're not expecting. Okay. One thing I'm celebrating. I am getting a lot of time with Zula while Curtis is on tour, and I love her, and she's a punk sometimes, but she's my favorite. So I'm celebrating.
She goes back to school soon though, right?
Celebrating my bitch. Yep. I think they're on a quarter system, like so she's got like 3 weeks off, and then
oh, she's got some good plans.
She's got good plans.
If you're listening, share it with someone. Then we have more people.
Yeah, exactly. Share it. Like, subscribe, share.
Yes.
Give us a 5-star review everywhere.
The Naked Room Podcast is brought to you by hot coffee, cold showers, grit and determination, the power of being a woman.
We'd like to thank ourselves. This is a self-run operation. We have done all of this on our own, other than with the help of our hot sound guy, my husband, Curtis Keeper, who curated all of our equipment and got us up and running.